Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Avery Anna, and you're listening to the Backstage Pass on the home of the Opry, AM 650 WSM.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Of course, another week, another show here on WSM Radio, AM 650, the home of the Grand Ole Opry. We're here every Sunday morning from 5:30 to 6 a.m. here, and always excited to be here featuring another great artist, the best of the best talent here. We feature on the Holy Grail of country radio here, presented by our friends over at the CadenGordonShow.com. Today's best country mix out there, too. And, of course, you can check out the show on our other affiliates out there, too. Check out these social media channels, and powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Pleased to welcome in another great artist in that female category that's going strong right now. Breakup Over Breakfast is her current album out there. The great Avery Anna to the program. Avery, how you doing?
I'm doing just dandy.
I love that, dandy. I love that word here.
A good day.
As well. Hey, let's talk about the album. Like I said, out of the chute here, Breakup Over Breakfast, and this just came out back in July for you guys. At the same time, I love it. A little bit of everything on there for fans of country music too, and just some great tracks and great songs.
Thank you. Yeah, it really is a little bit of everything. I feel like there's a good mix of that classic country, rock, the sad girl ballads, a little bit of acoustic in there. I feel like it really touched on all of my influences and sounds that I love to personally listen to.
When you look at you mentioned the collection of songs there too. Talk about how this came together and all the great people that you got to work with here. Of course, like I said, your label and just producers, sound engineers, co-write, songwriters, things like that, collaborations.
Yeah, I didn't realize how many people it took to make an album. Like, it really does take a village to put something together like this. And I was so blessed to be around people that were able to bring my ideas and my passions to life. My producer, David, he also wrote a bunch of the songs with me. And man, I have some amazing co-writers on this project. But David, as far as the sound goes, he really made it a very diverse but cohesive record. And it was exactly what I imagined it to be in my head. But I was blessed to collab with Parmalee, which is super full circle because they were the first people that recognized me and found me. They're the reason that I got connected with my managers and to Nashville and everything. So I asked them to be on the project on that song Lose You Again. So that was super full circle. And the Love Junkies, that is like dream co-write, let alone dream collab. I went into that right that day, and I was telling them about, I kind of interviewed my grandparents during Christmas, just to kind of see what they felt about some things. And I realized that my grandma turned to God within every answer. And they told me a little bit about their story and how they met and got married and everything. And I played a little bit of the recording for the Love Junkies, and they were like, we need to write about that. And we ended up writing the rest. And it also, in the lyrics of it, talks about the Opry and my debut, which was really special because my grandpa got to be there. And I grew up singing with him. But anyways, it was really a dream come true to be able to work with the people that I did. And I mean, I'm just so grateful to have a project that I'm proud of.
Talk about growing up, just as far as the hometown and the influences that country music brings, background, a little bit of maybe 90s, early part of 2000s, and just what artists kind of shaped you even today.
You know, my first love in music is 50s, 60s country. Patsy Cline is like my idol. I love Buck Owens, Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard. Egg Sucking Dog by Johnny Cash is like me and my grandpa's favorite song to sing together. So that's really where I started to love music and to sing and play music with my grandpa with that classic country. But as I grew up, that will always be my favorite genre. But I mean, 2000s, that 90s country, it's such a staple of my childhood. And I mean, I listened to everything growing up, especially my dad really liked rock. So
what was his favorite rock band?
I would say he really likes Disturbed and like Ozzy Osbourne. But like, as far as the new stuff goes, that kind of surprised me. He loves 21 Pilots too, which is kind of it's kind of funny. He knows all the words, but he also knows all the words to Taylor Swift's Reputation album, because when we were hunting, I made him listen to it when it came out on CD. We'd like wake up at 4 a.m. to go glass the mountain, and I'd make him listen to the whole album. So he'll never admit it, but he knows every word.
I love that too. Good storytelling. That's what music's all about. All right, take me to the Avery Anna School of Songwriting too. What can fans expect? Obviously, we've seen all the great catalog of songs you put out there. But what does it take to make like the perfect song, or at least close to the perfect song in your mind when it comes to songwriting? What do you enjoy most about the process?
I mean, songwriting is so cathartic and therapeutic for me. I really enjoy being able to express the emotions that I don't really express or talk about in my day-to-day life. Ever since I was young, I coped with my sad and painful feelings by journaling. And so I learned that at a really young age, to write down how I felt. And then that soon turned into songwriting. But the process for me is really unpacking and being as honest as I can be, which is really difficult and uncomfortable. But when I get into a room with the co-writers that I feel the most comfortable with, like they're like family to me, we just kind of open up my journal and talk about my life. And like sometimes we'll bring in an idea, like a title or something like that, but most of the time it's my personal experiences and things that I've written about and prayed about. So usually we start with the overall like feeling and topic of it. But sometimes you can start with a title or, a guitar riff that sounds really cool. Like when we wrote Honey, we started with a guitar riff, and my co-writer brought her dog in, and her dog's name was Honey, and then we wrote Honey. But like Vanilla was a big unpacking of just my experiences and emotions that I'm dealing with. And yeah, I mean, they all have their own story.
That's the beautiful thing. Well, time to play one off the album from Avery Anna. It's called Break Up Over Breakfast, the title of the album. The song we're going to play, It's Just Raining. Here it is on WSM AM 650, the home of the Grand Ole Opry, and a part of the Backstage Pass here, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com. Crank it up.
You sure got some nerve to say goodbye, hiding on the other end of the line. Please save your breath, don't apologize. just raining. There's just something in my eyes so aggravating. Oh, it ain't teardrops you hear falling on the pavement. I'm not crying, it's just raining. And I'm not crying, it's just raining.
Hi, this is Grammy Award-winning bluegrass artist Rhonda Vincent, and you're listening to the Backstage Pass podcast on the home of the Grand Ole Opry, WSM AM 650.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Alan Price as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com each and every Sunday morning from 5:30 to 6 a.m. on your home for the Grand Ole Opry, AM 650 WSM.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Mary Sarah. I am a Nashville recording artist, and you are listening to Brandon on the Backstage Pass on the home of the Grand Ole Opry, WSM.
And, of course, we record there every day. It's a different artist. We do some live out there, too, for other affiliates. And, of course, always on a Sunday morning, featuring the best of the best here on the home of the Grand Ole Opry, WSM Radio, AM 650 out there. Tuning, guys, there's some amazing lineups coming up. Make sure you check out the entire lineup and get your tickets at Opry.com out there, too. Back here with Avery Anna, our featured artist of the week. All right, let's talk about it. It's just raining. I just like the title of the song, and it makes you think about life in general. And we always need sometimes those rainy days just to kind of chill out, right?
Yeah, for sure. I had one of those yesterday. It's just raining. Definitely shine some light on that classic country influence for me. As you guys heard, it goes from that like 60s country kind of to a rock sound on the last chorus. But I love it because in the music video in my mind, it's like you're in the desert, it's sunny outside, and you're a little delusional saying you're not crying, it's just raining, but obviously you're like sobbing in the desert. And then you get to the last chorus and you can kind of see in your mind it starts dumping rain and you're angry and not delusional. It was just kind of fun to write. I wrote it on a banjo. I was feeling that two-step honky-tonk vibe. And I feel like the songwriting process was very simple and kind of like cheeky. And not conversational, which is usually how I write. So that was fun to kind of go into that world.
I love the song. It's just got that classic feel country. You mentioned that 50s, 60s country vibe that you grew up on too. Let's talk about that. First time you stepped inside that center circle at the Opry. Everybody says that's the dream collaboration, or not collaboration, dream stage to step onto. Some people may collaborate with other artists when they do that. But at the same time, stepping inside the center circle for the first time, what emotions went through you? And did you ever think in your lifetime or musical career, this was one of those bucket list dreams, right?
It was a very, very pivotal moment for me, not only in my career, but in my life. I used to binge watch the YouTube videos of the Opry every day of my life. I never in a million years imagined ever stepping on that circle myself. But like I said, it was very special because my grandpa got to be there and a bunch of my family and friends. I had like 60 people in the audience that traveled there. They were like, I think I sold like 65 tickets of my family and family friends. But I remember stepping into the circle and like, I was really, really, really trying to like be present and take it in. But it was the fastest performance I ever did. It felt like it went by so fast, but it was so beautiful. And I remember I got a standing ovation and I just like cried on stage. I was just crying because it was so special to me and it meant so much. But to this day, I haven't watched a recording or a video of my debut because it was so good in my mind. Like, it was such a good moment that I don't ever want to, like, not think of it that way. So it was seriously so magical.
Let's talk a little bit about your previous album too, Mood Swings, 2022, when this one came out. I love Narcissist on there too. I thought it was like the perfect country song too at the same time. And I know this is more of an EP. I still say albums out there. Lovesick, Biggest T-Shirt, some great songs on that one too as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I was really finding my voice and what I wanted to say during writing that EP. Especially Narcissist completely changed my life and my career. It made me realize that I wasn't just writing to get things off of my chest, but I was writing songs as a place for people to go and feel also how they feel. And it made me have an understanding with people, especially at live shows. I connected in a way that I never thought that I could. And that EP gave me the drive and the, like, courage to write the way that I did for my album. Like, I wrote with my feelings in mind, but also with all of the wonderful people that I've met at shows on the road.
It's a great album too out there for a great EP. I love it too. And I'll tell you, I love the storytelling. You mentioned that too, how important of a component that is in music too in itself, but that it makes it so much kind of a reality situation, almost bringing a song to life. And I think that's something and I say this on the show sometimes, not every song has to go number one to make someone feel something. And when I listen to a record, I'm not just listening to the songs that are going to radio or the most popular ones on there. I'm listening to everything from start to finish. And I think most of your albums that you put out really have that song that really sets the tone for the record. And you got, like I said, all the way through, no matter if it's 7 or 14 or whatever amount of songs are on there too, you got something for everybody on there. And that's the beautiful part of it is the entire album. If people will take the time to listen to the entire thing, they're going to feel something that may not be a number one hit.
This is so true. Like, personally, I completely agree. My favorite songs on albums are usually the album cuts that are buried. Like, sure. Especially with Breakup Over Breakfast, I feel like I hit so many different emotions and situations. Especially with Girl Next Door, I think that song would never be. It is not a typical single. Like, it's not the typical song that you would release as a single or have be the focus track or anything like that. But we released it as a single before the album came out because it was that type of song that would make people feel something. And it was very special to me because I wrote it by myself.
And like I said, it really showcases your writing and showcases what a true artist you are. Well, time to play another one here too as well off Breakup Over Breakfast. And we talked about this one featuring the Love Junkies out there too. This one's called The Rest from Avery Anna here on the home of the Grand Ole Opry, WSM AM 650. Crank it up. Enjoy it.
Met her at the Dairy Queen. She never cared about material things. Saw the crown on her head and he knew that it meant she was blessed. They fell in love and they couldn't wait. Let Arizona be their hometown state. Far from a hopeless romantic, but he took her hand and said, you just keep those home fires burning, and I'll keep working for you. I'll do my best. All we need is to believe in each other, keep a good heart and a prayer in each chest, and the Lord will do the rest. I like to think that I'm a lot like you. I play guitar just like you taught me to, and I study and emulate all of the steps that you take. And I hear you say, you just keep those home fires burning, and I'll keep working for you. I'll do my best. All we need is to believe in each other, keep a good heart and a prayer in each chest, and the Lord That's still my favorite sound. And I hope I make you proud, singing on the Opry now. You just keep those home fires burning. I'll keep working for you. I'll do my best. All we need is to believe in each other, keep a good heart and a prayer in your chest, and give back all the love that you get, and the Lord will do the rest. Ooh.
Hey y'all, it's Caleb Lee Hutchinson on Backstage Pass on WSM, home of the Grand Ole Opry.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Alan Price as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com each and every Sunday morning from 5:30 to 6 a.m. on your home for the Grand Ole Opry, AM 650 WSM.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Hey, y'all, it's Nashville recording artist Russell Dickerson, and you're listening to the Backstage Pass with Brandon on the home of the Opry, 650 AM WSM.
And, of course, if you ever miss a show, the SportsGuysPodcast.com. It's a grand slam of music and sports out there, too. And, of course, weekly now, every Sunday from 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. right here on the home of the Grand Ole Opry, WSM AM 650. Back with our featured artist of the week, Avery Anna, joining us here, too. Make sure you guys check out the latest album if you're not already. Breakup Over Breakfast out there across all the digital streaming platforms out there. And make sure you check it out from cover to cover. So let's talk about this one. Avery, The Rest, featuring the Love Junkies. I know we touched a little bit about the Love Junkies in collaboration, but man, what a slam dunk for a song, to use a sports analogy.
I love it. No, the Love Junkies, like I said, dream co-write. I'm so grateful that they're on the record. It was a special idea and like story that this song came from. I remember we were writing the lyrics, keep a good heart and a prayer in your chest and the Lord will do the rest. And in the voice memo that we recorded the day that we wrote it, all of us were getting kind of emotional because it was just so, I love that this song is the last song on the record. It was done intentionally that way, because I truly feel like at the end of the day, that's what matters. And like, you can have your feelings and your heartbreak and everything, but at the end of the day, it is in the Lord's hands. And I truly believe that. And I wanted to leave that with the people that listened and resonated with all the other songs on the record.
You know, I wanted to ask you about just this female movement in country music. I was talking to Kaylee Hammock on the show here just a few weeks ago. And of course, you know, had Lainey Wilson on, and just so many great artists out there too, with Carly Pierce and Hannah Ellis, Ashley Cook and Ashley McBride, and so many great artists. What does this mean for, I guess, you as a female artist, and in particular for females in country music now, this movement now that you're seeing so many powerhouse females that are just, man, you know, kicking some tail right now with some great music and making their Opry debuts. And I love this because I always say, you know, everyone kind of has that day. If you have that dream, dream big. But this women's movement in country music now is a beautiful thing.
It truly is. I personally feel so blessed as a female artist right now. I mean, I know it's hard for females in a lot of ways. It's also hard for males in a lot of ways, but I mean, from what I understand, the industry was a lot different of a place for women not that long ago. But I'm grateful for artists like Shania and even like Lainey now that paved the way for us to have a voice and have a space to sing and write and talk about the things that we need to. Lainey is such a good example. I think that she is the most humble, hardworking person I've ever met. She's so inspiring to me. And I'm just so glad that I'm in the place where I have other women supporting me. And I am blessed with this platform to sing about what I need to. And I don't know that that was the case not that long ago.
Let's talk about just you mentioned that team aspect there, because I know I couldn't do this show without the people that work behind me too, and some of the people that listeners and people never see out there. But when it comes to your management, such as Tina and Warner Music Nashville and all these great people that make it happen, that first time you put pen to paper and you sign that record deal, what kind of emotions were going through you at the same time, and how has this team really kind of helped you become the artist you are today?
I never believed in myself the way that my team believed in me. And my team they're my biggest advocates. They respect my ideas, and especially Tina and David, they mean the world to me, and they are constantly pushing the cart for me. And they're constantly pushing me and putting me in the right places. And I mean, Warner, when I signed that record deal, it was like, I'm a very indecisive person. Like, I cannot make a decision. Every morning when I get dressed, I change probably 10 times. But when I signed that record deal, it felt so right. And I didn't have a doubt in my mind about it being the wrong thing. It felt like what I was supposed to do. And my team there is like my family. They believe in me when I don't believe in myself, which I also know isn't the case for a lot of artists. But I'm really grateful for Warner and for Tina and David and even my family and friends that have been pushing me to believe in myself when I didn't.
Let's talk about some fun questions here too. I love doing this little rapid fire, and whatever comes to mind, just kind of throw it out there too, is to get the fans to know you more on a personal basis. All right, some hobbies, some things away from music. What do you enjoy doing when it comes to not doing music out there, whether it be outside, inside, any type of hobbies?
I love riding horses, specifically trail riding on a mountain. That's what I grew up doing. I love to hunt. I love to fish. I love to paint. Love to paint. I'm also very competitive, and I love playing sports. Like, I grew up playing volleyball, basketball, pickleball recently.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I love pickleball. And I also recently started a golf, which I'm really terrible at it, but it's pretty fun. But other than that, I mean, this is literally my life, so I don't get much downtime to do those things. But when I do, I really enjoy them.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got it together when it comes to the music. Breakup Over Breakfast across all those digital streaming platforms came out in July. Make sure you guys go stream it if you've not done it already. Some great songs on there, and more to come there. Now, 17 great songs, including the collaboration with Parmalee, Dylan Marlowe, and the Love Junkies on the album there too. Make sure you guys go stream it across all those digital streaming platforms and check her out on social media. Breakup Over Breakfast, a rising star in country music too. That being Avery Anna here on the Backstage Pass. Hey, we appreciate you being with us as always. Thanks for being here on WSM, the home of the Grand Ole Opry, and continued success going forward. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's Avery Anna here on the Backstage Pass. We're back next Sunday, WSM AM 650, the home of the Grand Ole Opry. Back here from 5:30 to 6 a.m. Make sure you guys tune in. God bless and take care.
Hey, y'all, this is T. Graham Brown, and you're listening to Backstage Pass right here on WSM Radio, baby.